Well, hey, I am so excited to give you an update on what's going on with Love and Truth Network in 2023 as we wrap up the year. We are in the middle of our matching gift challenge. We had a dear friend of ours and ministry partner link arms with us and give us a $10,000 matching gift challenge. They've done this in the past, and it's been such a blessing. We have often doubled that. We've at times even tripled in the past those matching gift challenges. And so this is not a high pressure sell by any stretch. This is just a fun way. They've already given us a $10,000, but this is a fun way where we just are working to increase and multiply this really generous seed money that they've given to us to really set us on a great course for 2024, to be able to give us that much more ability to reach out across the country, to do the kind of promotional work that needs to be done to let pastors and Christian leaders and others know about our ministry and what we have to offer. There's so many things that have happened in 2023. Jeremiah and I just came off of, just a little while ago, off of a 4-day event called America Fest, and it was put on by TPUSA, Charlie Kirk's organization. And it's hugely political, obviously, but there's a lot more than just politics going on there. Charlie is a strong believer. Many people that we heard, there were dozens and dozens and dozens of primary speakers at this event. There were breakouts and workshops and lots of plenary sessions. And so many of them talked about deep, genuine faith in Jesus. We were grateful to be there. We had so many powerful conversations. Let me just tell you about one of them really quickly. There were lots of them, but one of them that stands out to me the most. There were about 6 young guys, 19 or so years of age, maybe 19 or 20, and they were near our table, and they kept looking at our table. They looked at the merchandise on the table. They looked at the backdrop that you're seeing behind me right now, and they're seeing things that they're not sure, like, where are we coming from? What's our perspective on this? And so I went over to them and said, hey, I'd love to share a little bit more about our ministry with you if you're interested. And they said, sure. It kind of broke the ice, and they came over a little closer to the table. And I explained what we do. I explained how we equip pastors, and I explained that I had been a pastor for 12 years, and that I also came out of the LGBT world before then. I talked about some of my wife's story as well, and I talked about the fact that this ministry has now been around for 10 years. Can you imagine that? That's amazing. What a milestone. All by the grace of God and by your support as well and your partnership. And the guys just really listened and leaned in, and I began to ask them about their lives a little bit. I'm not sure how they connected at this particular conference, but they are from different states, every one of them around the country, and they are all from different denominations. One Catholic guy, one Anglican, there was a guy, Southern Baptist there, and others were from different denominations as well. And as I explained that our main purpose as a ministry is not just to connect with individuals who are struggling or moms and dads who are struggling and connect them to other resources, but our main emphasis in ministry is to equip the church, to bless the church, and not just in the LGBT space, but really in helping them understand about the pornography addiction that is prevalent in every church, the sexual brokenness that's prevalent in every church, heterosexually I'm talking about. And they agreed. They were leaning in, and they got it. And they were especially excited that they could take some material from our table back to their pastors, back to their Christian leaders, and just say, hey, here's a ministry that is focusing on issues that we oftentimes don't talk about, that we as young men aren't really equipped to navigate or handle in our culture, even though we're in the church. So it's those kinds of conversations. I had many conversations with pastors. Jeremiah had a bunch of conversations as well with different individuals, moms and dads who were hurting, people who are struggling themselves. One connection was with a man that a year ago was identifying as a woman, and he had totally come out of that space. He's on his journey out of there, but really identifies as one who God has rescued, and he understands now, no, I'm a man made in God's image. And I was able to connect him to a ministry right in his town that he knew nothing about. And to give him that information, he was so excited about that. That ministry is actually starting up their program, their extended program very soon, and hopefully he'll be able to get into that. But we're excited. I gave him my contact info and just said, I want to stay connected with you. I want to be able to encourage you and bless you. These are some of the opportunities that God has given us at these kinds of conferences, and you are the ones that make this happen. It's by the power of God, of course, but financially and through your prayers, God has opened up doors, and God has protected us. I know that there are so many ways we don't even, with all the traveling that I do and everything else, all the other possibilities for sickness or illness, the enemy to come against us, We need your prayers for sure, and we also need from those who are able to give financially for you to come on board with us and partner with us. Many of you have partnered with us from the very beginning. Some of you have recently come on board. We're so grateful for all of you. And for those who are able to give, not those who aren't, but for those who are able, whether it's $10 a month or $20 a month or $50 or $100, we have some people giving. We have many people giving those amounts that they're able to in the $20 and the $50 range. But we have a few people who are giving as much as $500 a month. One that's giving as much as $1,000 a month. We're just so grateful for those who come alongside to support the work we're doing. My book just came out. You can see in the banner back there, the title of it is Am I Gay? And the reason I named it that is I was working with my editor, is that question has exploded on Google. She had been reading that question, people are typing in all the time and asking the question, asking Google of all places, like they're going to get the worst information there. But because that's a question that's going out all over the place and people are wondering about it, I thought, look, this is a great title for a book based on what I'm talking about. So this book really covers my life up to the time of coming to Christ genuinely at about 23 years of age. And so that's available now. That just came out on Amazon like 2 days ago. And so excited about that. And then also our podcast. That launched this year. I mean, God has been doing so many things in 2023, and we're excited for what He wants to do in 2024. The people He wants to bring in and around us to do similar work that Melissa and I and Jeremiah are able to do in the ministry. But in order to really have the kind of influence we feel like God is calling our ministry to have nationally within the church, we need many more hands, on deck to work with us. Those that want to volunteer with us, but those also who feel like God is calling them to work with us vocationally and want to be, full-time involved in this kind of ministry. We're open to that and interested in who God might bring to us as a possibility, and just wondering if in 2024 that might be something a way that our ministry expands. Well, in order to do that, we need people to link arms with us, both in prayer as well as in finances. So many things. I mentioned our podcast. I think we're on our 35th or 36th episode now. Those are super fun for me to do. I enjoy. Some of them are monologue, just with me sharing something on the topics of God restoring sexuality and places of identity confusion. But the vast majority of our podcasts are interviews. And I've been interviewing some detransitioners recently. I'll be interviewing a friend tomorrow who detransitioned. She lived as a transgender man for a number of years, and the Lord has brought her back many years now to re-embrace who she was designed to be by God as a woman. And she has a powerful story. Kathy Brace is her name. She'll be coming up on a podcast episode. But there's so many things that God is laying out before us that we're excited to step into, and but we need to be able to expand what we offer, be able to expand those involved in the ministry work that we're doing. And we again appreciate you linking arms with us, whether you've been doing that for 10 years, whether you just signed up to do that or have not yet, but will be doing that. We are so grateful for that financial support and the prayer covering that you provide for us. We are grateful for you. Merry Christmas to you.